Hey there, Tracy here. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am demonstrating the brand new, not too shabby, one and done die set, along with some sentiments that come along with the little card front packets. And this is a hop, and so, but the way the hop works is each one of us is going daily. So next up on tomorrow is going to be Lynn Van of LV Handcrafted. So make sure to stay tuned and follow along the hop. That all said, let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, so here is my box from the box of the month, and I got a lovely tea. I collect these and some of these kind of yellowy colored enamel dots. I've got the Rustic Farm card fronts, and I have the whole set. And then we have 2 packs of ephemera and 2 stamp sets. So we have a 6x8 and a 4x8, I believe. I love all the sentiments in these and the little Highland cows, so we can see that cowboy is kind of the theme, or cowgirl. And some adorable little Highland cows that can be done as, tags. And then we have the cowgirl charm papers and the kick up your boots papers. And so this is what I've chosen out of the card front packet. I've chosen 4, and I'm going to be making 4 tags since it's Danny's tag a day for November. And I've got the one and done sentiment. And I'm just going to show you how easy this is to work. And don't worry, folks, there'll be plenty more sentiments getting released. So this is just kind of the first set that comes in the full packet of the card fronts. So I'm just going to kind of lay that even on there, and you can see how nicely that fits. And then I'll go ahead and grab I'm going to need my larger, well, I guess she's medium sized. my mini Empress will work fine for this. And because I have that magnetic plate, I don't even need any tape. I just need to make sure everything's nice and straight and even on here. Just kind of scooch it around until I'm happy with the placement of everything. And then I'll just go ahead and run it through. And this is why it's called a one and done. And then what's cool is each one of the sentiments has a little fishtail on either end. And they're ready to go. You can stack them, pile them, put them in your little bowl that you keep, or me. Don't ask me where all my sentiments are, everywhere. So you can see how easily they popped out. Very little waste on the paper. And you could foil these too if you wanted to. I'm not foiling today because I'm going for a more rustic look. And I'm going to make large tags. And what was funny is I found out later is that Danny and I chose the same sentiments for the same tags. This cracked me up. I told her, I said, great minds think alike, Danny. So I'm just going to kind of flip this around until I'm happy with the picture because, I'm just leaving myself 3.5 inches, and I'm leaving the length at the 6 inches. So these would be great little tags to fit in your journals or to, put on a gift or put glue to a card front if you wanted to. Yeah, do you. But I wanted to make them wide enough to accommodate the little sentiment strips, which are almost, they're about just a smidge over 3.5 inches. So I've got here one of my punches, and I'm going to do some fancy punches on the top corners. Just easy punching. You could cut them out with dies if you have them. I personally, if I can do something with a punch, I will, because they're just so much easier, depending on the thickness of your paper, of course. But, this paper is perfect. It's a nice heavy paper, so it makes a great tag. And you could, if you wanted to, you could stamp on the back or put a pocket in the back or do, any fun kind of thing like that you wanted to. So now I'm going to round the corners of the bottoms. And aren't these cows beautiful? They're just gorgeous. And I love this little house. Now, in that packet, there's a dog and a cat. And friends, I'll tell you right up front, I'm hoarding those. I want to make those into an art project because I'm not giving them away. They're so cute. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm using my mat here to find the center, and I'm just making a little mark in the center of each one before I punch a hole. And then I'll just use a regular hole punch to punch a hole. You could do it how you wanted. You could, staple some burlap on there, or, I'm trying to keep everything kind of rustic. And again, just using my mat, finding that center line, and getting my hole in there. And I'm not going to do a whole lot to these tags. The main thing was to demonstrate the one and done die. But the card fronts, they're always so gorgeous. I really feel like they're just works of art all by themselves and don't need anything at all. Glue them to a card front and you're done. So you could call these one and done too. All right, so I've got my holes. I'm ready to go. I'm going to ink them too. Got my sentiments ready. I'm going to select sentiments for each one of these. Now on this one I put a little grommet, but the grommet's a little bit loose, so I didn't put them in anymore. Or grommet or eyelet or whatever this thingy's called. The little metal thingy. But mine are tall. I think they were built for leather. I bought them off Amazon, and sometimes you got to be careful. So I'm going to do the Grateful for You. And I'm going to go ahead and, even though it's going to be a little bit on the long side, I'm going to go ahead and, on all of them, not cut any of that fishtail off. And on this one, I'll just do it a little bit offset. No big deal. And I'm just going to glue everything straight down. And this would be cute on the front of a 5x7 card, with other elements, smaller tags or what have you. And then I'm going to go ahead and use this jute string because it's rustic looking, kind of like everything else on the card fronts. And for this one, let's see, I think I'll just do a slip knot here, or a half hitch. And then, let's see, do I want to do a bow? I tried to do a double bow, but I failed. I'm not sure how to do those. So maybe no double bow on this one. I don't know. Pull it a little tighter. Yeah, I tried to do a double bow and it just, no. I didn't have enough. I should have made it longer. Okay, I haven't given up yet. Let's try it one more time. If I fail again, I'll just leave a single bow and we'll call it done. Yeah, no, that looks funky. Funky. So we're just going to do a straight bow. Call that one done. Just get the strings kind of pulled down a little bit. That one wants to dance off into nowhere. There's that one. And blank on the back, so you could write a sentiment or, write your personal message there. Happy birthday, welcome to your new home. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Whatever it is you want to say. So I am edging around these, and I'm also edging around the sentiments. And this one says, you make life moveless. And I'm just using some vintage photo ink for this. And I think for this one, I'm going to go a little bit barn for this. I'm going to grab a piece of this jute twine, and I'm just going to wrap it around my fingers here. Kind of like, a rope would be hanging. I'm laying it here, and I decide I don't like it completely there because I don't want to cover any of my beautiful cows. So I'm just using my tape runner to kind of hold it down. And if it doesn't stay where I want it, I'll just throw a little more tape runner on there because the sentiment's going to go over top of it, just like so. I'm going to need to pop up that sentiment a little bit on each end as well to accommodate for the thickness of the jute twine. So I'll just grab a little bit of foam tape here and put just a tiny bit on each end. And this is the only one that gets popped up. Everything else is staying down. Nice and flat. Okay, we'll add some liquid glue here. And I'll add some glue to the center there where it's holding my jute twine. And then I'll just lay this down. And then I fiddle with it and it comes up and I have to lay it back down. But that's okay. because I decide that there's one little piece of string there hanging off that I don't like the way it's hanging. I want it to go down. So I'll just kind of make sure this is secure, and then I'll go ahead and tie my half hitch here. And see, I'm looking at it and I'm like, nope, I don't like that string right there. Let me just tuck that under. And that's when it decides the whole thing wants to come up because my glue wasn't set. There we go, all fixed. And I like the way that looks better, just kind of coming down instead of going up. And then we'll just do the half hitch here. And let's see, am I going to bow that? Yep, I'll bow that up. And there's the second tag done. And these would have been done, fairly quickly. Like I don't necessarily have this sped up very much, just like, I don't know, 25% more, just in the interest of time. But, had I not tried to, and I even cut that part out where I tried to put that eyelid in there because I've struggled with it trying to get it down tight and it just won't go. It won't curl like it's supposed to. So it's a little loose, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, just a hole is fine too. Now I'll go ahead and edge up this Sending Farm Fresh Hugs. We'll put that one down low and I'll just use a little liquid glue with it. Because I don't want to cover too much of those beautiful little daisies either. Just make sure that's good and secure. Grab myself some twine. And this twine I'm going to, let me see, what am I doing with this one? I think I'm just going to leave it straight. Oh no, I'm going to tie a bow around the tail of that twine so that I have a bow, a four-legged bow. A bow-legged bow. There we go. Just trim that off. Yes, I waste a lot of time. Good thing, a lot of twine, but it's a good thing I get it at the dollar store. So, yeah, Dollar Tree. Be on the lookout for twine if you're ever there. Okay, this last one, I'm going to ink that just a little bit heavier. Just because there's a lot of white space on it. And so I just want to give it a more rustic look. And I'm being careful with it. I don't want to break it or tear it or anything, but it's pretty heavy paper. Okay, I love that little house. I want that little house. And of course, from our porch to yours. So these sentiments fit perfectly with these card fronts. All of them. So, that's what they're designed for. So, but my understanding is that there will be individual sentiments, packs with words that are more universal. Golly, spit it out, T. Words are hard. So I'm going to do double strings on this one. So again, just setting up for my half hitch. So you poke the string through, then make a loop, and then reach through, grab, and pull those out. Very common macrame knot. And it's generally how, at least back in the day when I did macrame, how you started your macrame on something, because typically you would start it like on a dowel, or in some cases, I don't know if you remember, but back in the day, owls were really popular. And I want to say that was in the early to mid 80s. And so friends and I made a lot of owls on rings. A lot of macrame owls with jute twine. There we go. There's the last one. And I still have plenty of sentiments to cover, plenty of cards with those card fronts, provided I can pick them up. So I'll put those away. I'll put them right in the package with the card fronts. And let's just move all this stuff, and I'll pull out and just kind of re-show you all the tags. So there's the second one, third one, and last one with a little cute little cow. So adorable. So I hope you liked the video. If you do, I hope you leave me a thumbs up. I will have everything you need to know in the description box down below, including the hop playlist and the next person on the hop. We use the one and done die and the sentiments. And here's some still photos of the tags. And I thank you so much for stopping by my channel and following along in the hop. Hope you have a moveless day. Bye-bye.